Hello, everybody. This is Eliz-sha from wisdomseekers.net. Emphasis on the .net, and we're here today. We're going water, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces from May 31st to June 6th, 2020. I will probably do a card reading for Earth, and it will simply be a card reading for Earth later on and put it up. We did a huge interactive yesterday in lieu of Earth, and it was really good. I recommend you go back and have a look. We had a lot of fun. People wrote and told me how much they enjoyed themselves. So please feel free to go give it a like, share it around. And where you share, the better it is for us, all of us, because then we get to do more fun things. So the first card I pulled is Coming Together. And I thought that was pretty cool, actually. Coming together is a very apropos, if you look in the news, people are starting to work together in ways they've never worked together before. And we're starting to, well, there's still the idiots out there. We're always going to have some idiots. We can't help that. But people are coming together. They're supporting each other. They're doing trades. I mean, money is short for a lot of people. So you don't have money, but you happen to have a half a pound of flour, and the other guy has a half a chicken, and you do a trade. Then both of you have. So bartering is alive and well, and that is a good way. That is the same way to deal with the situations. So if you've got extra, barter it. And the first card I pulled was the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is all about support. It's all about you being looked after. And it can be here in the physical, and it can be by your guides and angels. So support on many, many levels. It's a very positive card, of course, because there's nobody in this world that doesn't want to have support. So what covers it is the Princess of Cups. And the Princess of Cups is the inner child. It's not the hurt inner child. It's not the inner child that needs to be fixed. It's the inner child that's wise and is telling you to look after yourself. And I'm going to suggest that is an awesome idea. Whenever I pull the Princess of Cups, I recommend that people do baby themselves, do look after themselves. Okay, and the card that's behind us, is pushing us forward, is the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is a very positive card. It's one of the fun ones, actually, in the deck. It's a card that says that your angels are what passes for angels. They could be humans, too, that are doing the angelic work. They're telling you you're almost where you want to be. You're almost to the place of home. And I'm going to read the next two cards together, because the first card that I pulled is the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is all about being rigid and non-moving and keeping your mind closed. But what came with it was the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is about being pleased with yourself, being pleased with what you're producing and what you're making. The two of them cannot stand together, right? Rigidity does not go with being pleased with your work ethic, being pleased with what you're doing with life, because you can only have pleasure like that if there's energy flowing and moving. So the Knight of Pentacles is on top of the rigidity and the immutability, so that's causing it to break open. It's causing it to move away. So those energies that have been in the past unretractable are being pushed to be more open to allowing things to happen. And then what comes in front of us is the world. And this is immediately in front of us. This is the world as the spiritual card. But how goes the spiritual card is how goes the physical. So we have the spiritual energy of the world, and it's beautiful and it's fine and it's electric. That's the only word I can come up with. It's electric. It's vibrant. It's alive, and it's bringing forth new potentials. New potentials that you have the ability to deal with because you're centered. And the Knight of Pentacles is a card of being centered. And it is also a card of abundance. Pentacles is related to money, and it's positive. And the base card, again, is a 10 of Pentacles. So it is also a week of relating to, I'm going to go with abundance over money, because the first thing we were talking about was coming together was bartering. That's not money, but is having. You have sufficient. You have maybe not more than sufficient, but sufficient and what you need to give you a good life. And that's what the most important thing is for us, is that we have a good life. And I'm going to go jump one card and go to the second card and put it on top of the world card, because it is the world card, but it's in the physical form, and it is talking about abundance. And abundance is what we need on this earth to make us happy and live in a good situation. If you're living at subsistence, you can only think of the next way to survive. But if you're living above subsistence levels, then you can start thinking. That's why we have outrage generation, because in this society we have sufficient, we have more than sufficient. Even the people who have no homes, believe it or not, have often more than a third world country person. It's not great, and I don't recommend it, and I wouldn't want to be in that situation ever. But they still have a great deal more support. I can't say some have support, but the resources, they have more resources, because we live in such an affluent, throwaway country, North America, basically, that they have resources, even with it as a dumpster, that other people don't have. So even in this North American, it is a better lifestyle than, say, somebody in Ethiopia or the latest famine and war-torn areas of Iran and things like that. And if you've seen the pictures, you understand what I'm saying. So basically, what is happening is the world is recalibrating, and we're coming to a new understanding of what reality is. And it's not going to be the reality of being lockstepped into quarantine and things like that. We are actually going to get out of that. And I'm making a big prediction, I realize that. But we're moving into a lifestyle that is less user and more recycle. And so you've got a pair of shoes that has a hole in it. You take it to a cobbler or somebody who knows how to work with shoes, instead of throwing it out. And you have a lamp that's broken, you get the pieces and fix it instead of throwing it out. That it's simple. And what we have is the Hangman, which means it's not happening today, it's not happening tomorrow, it is happening. So be patient. It is happening. It is happening, and it's going to be, there is so much happening behind closed doors that we don't know exactly what's going on. I do a lot of research into the public stage, the world stage, certain areas of the world stage, not all areas. And I do know that things are shifting and changing on the world stage that that's not told about in the news. And for for instance, China has a lot more happening than we know because they have a lockdown on news information. But one of the people I watch on YouTube is an expert in China, and he says things are shifting and changing there, and we're never going to hear about it until it's done. But things are not as they seem. Okay, and what's coming up, and we get this card every week, almost every reading we get for the last month or two. It is time for you to be yourself. It's time to show the world who you are, as you are, and just move forward from there. Because it is the hermit. The hermit is a teacher, and whether you're a physical teacher and you say, okay, you want to grow spiritually, this is how you do it. I have a friend who's a spiritual teacher, and one of the very first things he says, and if you can pass the first test, then she'll teach you, go home and clean your room. And believe it or not, most people don't pass that test. Once you pass that test, her what she teaches is exciting and people, mind-boggling. But that first test, clean your room, is a very, very exciting. But then there's others, like, for instance, me. I try to teach by example rather than teach by telling people what to do, though I do give advice left, right, and center. The energy is also that of bringing in your self-confidence, being assured of yourself. And that was the Queen of Pentacles, and the King of Wands is seeing things clearly and being well aware of them. And wow. Well, okay, I'm just going to rip through these because there's some really good cards and I pulled them. So 8 of Pentacles is another card we've got almost every day for last couple of weeks. The 8 of Pentacles is all about being mastery of our core, of ourselves. And then we have the Princess of Wands, which is time to believe in magic, your own magic, not others. Things are coming together. Why are they coming together? Because we have the Judgment, and the Judgment is pulling you out of the dark into the light, and you're seeing reality for the first time. And from that reality will come healing, because knowledge is healing. And what it will take you to is the sun, and the sun is joy. True spirituality is joyful. And what that brings you to? Well, I'm going to read the last one first and the first one last. It brings you to the Justice card, which is my Lightworker card. It will open up possibilities and beyond possibilities, take us into a new level of abilities and things to do. I can do things in the energy that 3 years ago most people would laugh at and say, no, it's not possible. But I can do it. And I've had people around the world, on the other side of the world, say, I felt that. I felt what you did. So we are moving up. We're shifting. We're changing. We're becoming more. And why are we becoming more? Because we are becoming the lovers. We are learning to love each other because we love ourselves. And we cannot love others unless we love ourselves. The amount you can love another is equal to the amount that you love yourself. So the more you love yourself, the stronger your ability, the bigger your ability is to love another. And that is a truth. At this level, that is a truth. So things are coming together. Look after each other. Nurture yourself. You have to be in good shape to be able to love others. When you're feeling sick, you can't do the same things. So nurture yourself, look after yourself, be good to yourself. And this card just said it had to be read. Dedicated effort. And that is one of the things that we are doing right now. We are doing a dedicated effort to become more of who we truly are, which means we're letting go of our ego. No, we're keeping our ego. We have become the master of our ego. We are becoming the master of our mind. And the heart is connected to the superconscious, which knows everything. And the heart does know everything. It knows with that Johnny guy, is the man for you, or is he a lesson? So listen to your heart, not your head. You listen to your head second after your heart has made the pronouncement. Okay? And the ego, well, we just tell the ego, yeah, not today. That's not us. Okay? And with that, hello everybody. I wanted to say again, I will do a simple card reading for Earth, but yesterday's interactive with Kenna Hawk and Aaron was in lieu of Earth, but I didn't get a chance to do the reading, so I will put up a reading just for Earth, but that's all I will do. No readings at that time. All right. Hi, and how is everybody?
Mama B starts us off with, hello, will I move next month?
I think you will move next month. And I also think, and I know you didn't ask this question, I also think that things are shifting and changing for you, and you're becoming more aware of who you are. And I want to give you a sort of a warning, because you're becoming more aware of who you are, and there's times you don't think you like who you are. And I want you to stop that. I want you to stop and think of that. That part of me is not. There's nothing wrong with that part of me. Just because somebody else doesn't like it, it's because they don't like that in themselves. But you look at that part of you that you say you don't, that just frustrates you, and then you can see a value in it. And if you look for the value, you will feel much better about the situation in hand. Okay? And there's always more than you think. Okay?
Moonfeather asks, hi ladies, how are you both? I have been having dreams where I wake up scared, sweating, and it is a repetitive dream of someone watching me. Please, do my guides have any messages about this? Thank you.
I have a message. You've got a goldstone, right? Not a goldstone, a pyrite. So mentally hold it in your hand and clear it. But you have it, and it isn't anything really bad. It is actually something very positive. And it's just that you're starting to move up an energy level, but at the same time, you want to clear your own energy so that what you see, because it's new, it's frightening, and we don't want you to feel fear. Does that make sense? We don't want you to. If you can not feel the fear, that energy has no power over you at all, even with it happens to be a negative energy. But use the goldstone, just the pyrite, put it beside your bed at night. If you have any of the black stones, kyanite, obsidian, keep that around. And this is what a good friend of mine says, who is a shaman. Clean your room, clean it So you and sweep it or whatever, and sweep it or vacuum it towards the door, so you push the negative energy out. Spritz it with rose. No. What does she use?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. But it's a herb.
It's rosemary.
Rosemary. I was right. Rosemary. Not rose. Yeah, I think it's rosemary. Spritz your room with rosemary.
She repeats it quite often on her live interactives on Facebook.
Yeah, and I will remember later on. But it's the one you cook with every day quite often. And just boil up some of the herb, take some water, and take the residue and spritz it in your room. It will clean it. Or if you can mop your floor, mop it with this herb. And rose water would work quite nicely as well, because anything that has to do with roses has a high vibration. So that way it protects your room. And at night before you go to sleep, I would set up shields or wards, put it around your room. And if you have a child, put it around his room or her room as well. And just say very strongly, none shall pass. Okay? And then you should be fine. And if you're not, you know how to get hold of me.
Real quick, Lori Dotson sends $20 super chat.
Hey, Lori, thank you.
Just paying it forward, no question.
Oh, you are such a sweet lady, Lori.
Angel T asks, does MV have feelings for me?
Envy.
MV.
Those poor. My father's initials were R and C. And I don't think his mother realized that when you put them together, it was RC. So EV is envy.
No, MV.
Oh, MB. Oh,
V.
V. MB. Okay, not quite the same as what I heard. Let me see. Yes, I got a yes. MV does have feelings for you. And I'm going to suggest, and I say this to everybody, there's a lot of interest there. There's also a little bit of fear. Go forward slowly. Don't rush into anything. If you rush, you'll lose it. If you go slowly, and I don't mean so slowly that it's like a crawl, but slowly enough so that the comfort zone is intact. Because you go too slowly, then they think that you're just weird. We go slowly enough forward that you get to know each other. Okay.
Next.
Yeah.
Nancy P asks, does Maria have feelings for me?
She likes you. I don't think the feelings are the kind that you're looking for. But at the same time, I don't think the story's finished being written. So be patient. Keep showing her who you are, not your good side, but who you truly are, and see if things shift and change. Because even when she says, "I like her," but there's no interest. There is a hesitancy there. So not yet. If you like, but the interest is there as well. I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but hey, humans are oxymoron like. They say one thing, feel another thing, and never quite sure what they really truly want out of life. Okay.
Yasmin Fox asks, hey, Will I get into college this year?
I got a strong yes. And also, I got a strong feeling of excitement. So I think it's a really good choice for you. And good luck.
Queen Bee Ray asks, what will be the outcome of my appeal with my college?
You still haven't got it yet, eh? So they're really waffling. They're back and forth. They haven't quite made up their mind. I wouldn't hold my breath that it's the one you want, but because they still haven't quite made up their mind. But I do think that if you have to repeat something, it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. It gives you a chance to. It gives you a chance to solidify what you know. And one thing that people don't understand, if it adds another year on, you're still going to be that old anyhow. It's not going to change that much. And people think that you need to save this year. You need to that you don't. You need to experience the year. It doesn't matter how you experience the year. And good luck with that, though.
So Lullaby asks, will I live with Michael this year? She's a Libra. I just want to ask, are you asking for someone else, or is this for you? Because your question and then the context of she's a Libra is kind of confusing. And if you're asking for someone else,
and they're okay with that, we're okay with answering it. But if she doesn't know, we don't want to do that.
Well, not just that. We also would like who she is, so that we can, like what I said yesterday, the more information you give us, the better our readings. So if you are asking for somebody else,
let us know.
If you could give us that name so we can latch onto it, that would be fantastic.
And also, we would prefer that we had her permission as well.
But if you're asking for yourself and the she was just a typo, that's fine. I want to confirm that we know we are attaching to the right energy to get the right answer.
Yeah, we really do. And I don't like to read for third-party energies unless it's with their permission.
Also, real quick, Kenahawk suggests cedar for moon feather.
Yeah, cedar's a really good one. I use it actually.
Also helps with respiratory issues.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yep.
And it smells interesting at first, but then it smells really nice.
Well, what happens is my daughter will go out in the woods, and we have a lot of cedar around here, so she'll bring it home and I'll boil it up, and then we use it to mop the floors where the dogs are, because it's a
natural anti-disinfectant.
But it is a highly spiritual one. It's one of I like the smell, but as my daughter says, it is an interesting smell.
Well, when you're not used to it and it's suddenly cooking, personally, I don't really smell it all that often until it gets to that cedary in the woods smell. But my oldest middle sister, whatever.
She's only got one middle sister.
Yeah, she really doesn't like the smell of cedar cooking.
Yeah.
But to me, it's kind of odorless.
Anyhow, I use it. If you get the cedar from outside, though, please give a gift in return. Traditionally, the Native Americans will drop a little bit of tobacco on the ground. We don't have tobacco, so we use whatever we have.
We also thank the soul of the tree for allowing us to use its leaves and branches.
Yeah.
Same as if we're hunting. Not that we hunt personally, but the people that do hunt for us or offer us food, wild food, they thank the animal for
giving us sustenance.
Being our food / clothes or carpet or blanket, etc. So Lola B is not answering, so let's assume she's talking about herself.
Okay, and she wanted.
Will I live with Michael this year?
Okay, and I don't think that is in the cards at the moment. It could be in the cards a little later on, but right now I don't honestly see it.
Lupe C asks, how is E, the Pisces, feeling about me? We haven't talked in over a month.
Pisces come and go. I had a friend that was Pisces, and we were really good friends. And she says, I'm going through something. I'm going to pull back for a little while. And that was like 15 years ago. So Pisces, they come, they go. And if they pull back, you can probably expect them not to come forward again. At least not until they have cleared what they're thinking or feeling. Okay, and depending on the emotional maturity level of the Pisces, you may never know what may or may not be bothering them, and it may be something that is small to you but large to them. So basically, I'm going to say don't hold your breath on the Pisces.
D Sparks asks, hi ladies, nice show yesterday.
Thank you. Ken is on. She was asking, and we had a lot of people message me and tell me how much they enjoyed it. We are going to do the same later on, but we're going to have more readers, and that will be on Saturday the 30th, probably at 2:00 Pacific time, but I'm not sure about that time yet.
Anyhow, she continues to say,
thank you.
Nice show yesterday with the trifecta. It was fun to see the three of you together.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
She also has a bad habit of interrupting me.
Yeah, I do.
V. Erla says, don't forget to give the stream a thumbs up, everyone.
And the more you give it a thumbs up, the more Facebook or YouTube will pass it around. And the more you pass it around, the better it is for us being able to stay on and entertain you. Let us entertain you. Let us stay a while.
Can I?
Nope.
Thanks. It's more likely that you will be notified every time we post a video and or go live.
Yeah. And also check every once in a while. YouTube will notify you after sometimes.
Well, sometimes they don't notify you at all when something has been uploaded or...
Yeah, that's why I said sometimes they take that when you want to be notified each and every time, they take that off.
Double check that all notifications are on when you ring that bell. And sorry, I'm still tired from yesterday. And just check back every once in a while to our channel to make sure that nothing has been missed. We do also post the weeklies on YouTube or You have
Facebook.
Facebook. So if you do miss it, look on Facebook if you have a Facebook.
And if you, yeah, because we put it on. We put it on my Wisdom Seekers Facebook and the group, and I also have another place that's Facebook, Wisdom Seekers, but it's supposed to be for something else, but I never use it, right? So, but I post everything there.
Lori Dotson says, sending love and light to you and yours. Welcome, everyone. Just wanted to say, wanted to let Eliz-sha and Elle know I had a great time yesterday. It was truly amazing. Can't wait to do it again.
I thought it was fun. I enjoyed myself completely.
Jennifer Schwab asks, hello, ladies. Hope you're doing well. I wanted to know if you could do a clearing on my dad, Thomas. I asked him, and he gives you permission. Thank you so very much.
Sure, I can do that. We'll do it afterwards, after the
Interactive.
because just because it's probably easier to do that.
Erla asks, and if I may ask a question today, is there any messages for me from my guides? Thank you so much.
Erla?
Erla.
You can always ask a question, B. Okay. So interesting. They're telling me your heart has grown lately. There's cool. Your heart has grown lately. You're more. It's like you're in love, and the first thing I got was you're loving yourself a lot more, and that is without a doubt the best place, the best news, because like I said, the more you love you, the more you can love others, and you have such a huge heart. At least your guides are telling me you have such a huge heart, and you give so much to people, and you are such a you're an inspiration to people, and at the same time you do have a lot of people that go, what is with her? I don't get her. And it's not because you're wrong. It's because, well, honestly, it's because they don't know how to they don't vibrate high enough. They might vibrate high in intellect, but they don't vibrate high enough to understand where you're coming from, and to always keep your joie de vivre, keep your happiness, because you've earned it. You've not just this lifetime, other lifetimes, and oh, that's really long and rambling. I apologize. But really, you do a lot for people just by being, and the word they use is spark of happiness. And so just be that spark of happiness. Ignore the grouchies, and there's a lot of grouchies around where you are, not because they've just put too much energy. They put too much energy into one thing, and they haven't got the energy to. They don't give enough energy to living in joy. They give too much energy to living in, well, I suspect it's academia. So so just remember, even those grouchies, they'll never let you know, but they enjoy having you around. And please continue to spread your joy.
Tay asks, hello, ladies. For about 2 months now, I have been having dreams of having ice powers. It's always winter, and I'm always trying to protect myself, animals, or other people. Any reason why?
I think it's just your subconscious letting you know that you are growing and becoming more. And as we grow and become more, we do start to manifest things that are atypical of the human condition, but we're moving out of being human, and we're moving into a different, I think you can call us something else, but I don't think society has caught up with that yet. Like, I think as a general rule, our we're moving from carbon base to crystalline base. How long that will take, I can't tell you, but it seems to me that you're dreaming the dreams of a crystalline based person. And as I say, physically, I don't know how long it will take us, but I suspect you'll find that you have more crystalline energy than you do any other kind of energy. And it's just your subconscious letting you know that things are shifting and changing, and not to be afraid of being powerful. I would suspect that would be a strong one right there, is don't be afraid of being powerful. Don't be afraid of manifesting something that is unusual. Okay.
Lori Dotson adds, thank you for your time and energy, Eliz-sha and Elle.
You are a bright light. We always enjoy having you on.
Lena says, hello, ladies, and to all. Dear Eliz-sha, I won't spare you a cheese question.
Thank you.
Any changes in my love life? Many thanks, and big hi to your daughter. Hello.
Okay.
Also, great message. Love and blessings. So needed for the weekly.
Okay, good. It's interesting, weekly. So you want to know about your love life. Okay. And you do know, the more you love yourself, if you don't know it by now, I'm sorry I messed up. The more you love yourself, the better any relationship will be. So having said that, let's go check. So you don't have to hide from me, okay? Your energy is fine. Your energy is great. And when you come out of being shy, you do have a beautiful energy that you bring with you. It reminds me of the Nereids that you find in Greek mythology, where you're either tied to a tree or tied to a river or something like that. So you have a very delicate energy, a very, very quiet energy, a really good sense of humor, by the way. And you're going to attract somebody to you who's very similar to you. He has the same kind of, how do you say, romantic energy that you have. And your energy is very romantic. And I don't mean romantic in that he has to come with candlelights and stuff like that, but romantic in the fact that your energy is very, very ancient. It really is like it comes from another era, another dreamscape, another landscape. So I would suspect that you've come in from another place to help the earth transition. You did find this earth to be a little more harder than you anticipated, because you've got a sense. Your sensitivity is far beyond what normal humans. You will find, and he's coming coming soon somebody who's actually from the same place you are and has the same sensitivities and caring that you do. And the two of you together will have a great deal more peace in life. Not because you need him so much, because you are, even though you're very sensitive, you are a good, powerful human entity. I can't go on. I cannot say you're human, but you have a very powerful energy. But you will, the two of you together will bring a different kind of positivity and energy together, and it will be easier. Okay.
Larry Dotson says, Cancer, Moon, Scorpio rising, everything is coming for me soon. I am so super excited. Things didn't start to come in until I started taking care of myself first.
And that again is the truth.
Positive for Life asks, hi, I'm ready to move. Tired of the static energy at home with family. May you ask my guides, is it a possibility that Ben and I will become roommates by July, August? Thanks.
There's one more thing you have to do. I don't know what it is. You probably know what it is. One more thing you have to do before you can move. Once you do that, then your way is clear and free. And to move. I'm not 100% sure that Ben and you are going to move together. I'm not sure. There is potential that things can shift and change in that respect, but there is no potential that you won't be moving out into your own place, because it does appear that you will be, you have sufficient funds to live somewhere else, and it will be fun, actually. That part I can tell you, it will be fun. But there's one more thing you have to do, and maybe that is simply letting go of family, and that's got to be the hardest thing. And when I say letting go of family, I don't mean don't have them in your life. I'm saying don't allow their energy to infect you. Okay.
Georgie Rawat says, hello, ladies.
Hi.
Kinda Hot says, hello, I'm in the comments. Georgie Watt asks, I want to ask whether what's our PayPal account for your channel, so that people overseas can also offer their share of energy with you. Yesterday YouTube returned the super chat money to me.
Oh, okay. You can go to wisdomseekers.net, and we have a donation there.
Yeah, a donation button.
It's on the front page. A lot of people ask for it, so we use that, and it goes directly to Wisdom Seekers PayPal, and we definitely appreciate it. The fact that you chose to do that is also an exchange of energy, and we do appreciate that too.
We do. Okay.
And when I say appreciate it, I really do appreciate it. It helps us keep the Wisdom Seekers afloat.
Lori Dawson adds, I put salt and sage ash under my door walkway. I keep away the BS people.
Yep.
It has worked for me over a year. I put it down every week, just something to share information.
Yeah, no, and a lot of it has to do with intent. I do know if you get obsidian, you put it over your door lintels, over the top of the door, That also works extremely well. Just make sure it never touches the ground. And I don't know why that. You have to ask Elizabeth that, and she will be on the 30th. You can ask her that. I'm just not sure whether we'll be on Facebook or YouTube.
Stay tuned in both places.
Well, I would probably, I'm leaning towards Facebook if we can share it around enough and advertise it enough.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Eagle Frisk asks, "Hi, do you have any messages for me from spirit guides? Thank you."
I give you the most awkward answers and you still come back. I really appreciate that, Ego. Your father came in right away, and or at least the father energy. I suspect it's father energy, but he came in right away, and there's a big smile on his face and a lot of pride in his pride for you, of course, and that. So, and I think I've told you this before, but you come from a long line of energy workers, and it maybe not so much recently, but historically, and he's very pleased that you've gone back to that energy, and he says there's some power there that you have. This is very strange. I don't know this. There is some power you have with rocks, and they're not showing me crystals and things like that. They're showing me, where is it? I don't know. Oh, here it is. I'm just granite, and they're showing me you working with the rocks and creating with the energy with the rocks. And these are just rocks you can pick up anywhere off the ground, any place there where they have granite, and I think it's granite. But I see you working with the rocks. I see you putting. It's like you've got a pile of rocks, and they're around you. Not big ones; they're all tiny ones. So maybe one's a pound or something. But you're rubbing stuff on them, herbs on them, and you're making. It's like you're chanting with them, and you're creating a magic with it. And I know that sounds really bizarre, but you have. Oh, okay. So that is a way for you to communicate. You may not have to do that in this lifetime, but it's a way for you to communicate with the actual earth energy, and ask for rain, or ask for sun, or ask for a good growing season, or something like that, or or ask for healing for this certain area, because certain areas need to be healed energetically. So basically what it's telling me is that you are an earth keeper, and it has been your job. It is your job, has been your job for many years to communicate between you and the earth energies. Good luck with that. That seems exciting and interesting.
Patricia or Lori Dotson asks, "What are you making, Eliz-sha?"
I'm just making a
wand.
A wand, but I'm making a tiny one for children, because kids really like the wands, and it's sort of fun for them. So I just making a child-sized wand, and an adult can wear it too. It's not that it's just
for the fun bippity boppity boop.
Yeah. Because for some reason or other, people really like wands. And they're interesting to make. A little more difficult than you think, but after having made a few, I'm getting fairly decent at it.
Patricia's going asks, that sounds great. Things are evolving. Any messages for me, Eliz-sha? Is Genevieve your daughter? Yes.
Yeah, Genevieve. It's Danielle, Genevieve, and Emmanuel. That's their names because their last name is very, very French.
Yep.
Their father's French Canadian.
And she adds, Elle has a look of you. I get that a lot.
Yeah. And I actually, all my kids get that comment.
I used to, when we lived down in Mexico, get with the people who knew my dad, would used to say I'd look a lot like him. To this day, I don't really see it.
But the truth is, if you look at our baby pictures, his baby pictures and my baby pictures, we look a lot alike as kids. Well, at least my mother pointed that out to me once. And he is a good-looking man, so.
Oh yeah, no, I don't see the same facial structures and body build, mostly because I'm taller than him and he has Napoleon syndrome.
Well, yeah, he's quite short.
And he's French, so Napoleon syndrome to a T.
Yeah.
Okay, where are we?
Would you Patricia Scowen, she did.
Right. Messages for her.
What? Any messages?
Yeah, my brain does not want to wake up.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you're near the ocean or not, but today when they flashed an image, they showed me a picture of the ocean, and it would be not a calm day and not a stormy day. So the waves are rough, but it doesn't appear to be a real storm, just rough water. They keep showing me you being out in nature, walking in nature, feeling the fresh air against your face. They show this to me over and over and over again. There has to be a reason that I'm missing. And I think like Igufis, it has to do with your connection to. I'm not going to say the earth. I'm going to say Wales, because there seems to it is more connection to that particular land, and you can have a tie to particular lands. Just ask Elizabeth. She is tied to the land where she lives. I think that part of your job in this world is to probably talk to the earth, the water, the around there, and but mostly I just see you walking on it, and the earth seems to share. I know when I was young, about 25, I had a meditation, and in that meditation, I saw the earth brown. It's like the whole world had dried up and there was no water. And I came out of a cave, and where I walked, green would follow. And that's all I was doing. That's all I was doing was walking. And that was a really cool meditation, and it means something to me because I don't remember a lot of my meditations, but that one I never forgot. And that's the energy I'm seeing for you, is that where you walk, the land is healthier. Okay, so if you can, just spend time. And it doesn't mean that you have to get out and actually walk. I think you could just go out and enjoy the land. And where you enjoy the land will waken up and be healthier. Okay.
The Airless says, thank you, Elisha and Elle. You both and wisdom seekers bring a lot of rainbow into my life. Lena says, yes, you're right. You are very kind, ladies. Thank you. Tay says, thank you. I will normally have similar dreams for 2 weeks or less, but never 2 months. So I found it odd. That message was very fascinating and wonderful.
Yeah, crystal. I think you can find more information about crystal energy and crystal shifts on the internet. I haven't heard anything about it recently, but it was something that we talked about quite regularly 10, 15 years ago.
Positive for Life says, yes, I'm trying. I've been putting herbs around my room to keep the energy clear. Family is testing me daily. You're right. It's time for me to move from family. I'm waiting for the funds to come to go. Thanks.
The funds will be there. It will come. But it won't come until you until your family doesn't bug you. And it took me 20, it took me years and years to get to that point. I do believe you do have it will happen a lot faster for you.
Georgie Warwat says, that sounds great, and I really appreciate what you do for us. Your channeled messages brings peace in our life. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Kenna Hawk says, 2 for 2 little girls for me, please, little ones.
Oh, yeah, sure.
B. Erla laughed at Napoleon syndrome.
Yeah, well, he's only 5'6".
He's a Frenchman who, how do you say, does not like the color of women. It's not my best French accent. I don't know what accent that was, but.
Well, when I married him, he was a little taller.
Yeah, and then my sister got into an accident and he shrunk.
That's true.
He also is very high strung, so he shrunk more.
Yeah, he had a very hard time when she hurt herself.
All right, where am I? Eagle Frisk says, we have a big pile of rocks on our land. Interesting. I do love sitting in picking through every rock. I feel like they are so much. There's so much colors in them and they are so different.
They really speak to you, right?
And she adds, "Thank you."
But the rocks speak to you, so listen to what they say. Well, you know to listen, right?
Lori Dotson says, "I love the idea of little wands."
Yeah, and they're what's this stone? Cyanide?
Zoisite.
It's ruby. It's ruby with zoisite, and I bought it because it lends. It lends. Sorry, it lends self. It leaves it. Okay, I can say this. I do. It helps with self-esteem, and many young women need the self-esteem, a little bit more self-esteem, and other things. There's a lot of things it does, but the self-esteem was why I bought it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Emily Aquine asks, "Hey, Elisha and Elle, will I get a job? I'm going on Friday to a temp agency."
I feel that you will. I got, before it was even finished, will I get it? I got it. Yes, you'll get it.
Jennifer Schwab asks or says, "Our package arrived today from you all, and all of the jewelry is so beautiful. Thank you so very much. We love all of it. Haley is so happy and excited to have her wand."
Yeah, it's really strong, by the way. Just be a little careful with that. One of my friends in California just about blew out a computer in Louisiana with hers, and her wand was not quite as strong as your wand. So good luck.
Patricia Sloan says, "I do live by the ocean, walked by it today. I do have an affinity with the earth. All nature talks to me, and when you say I heal the earth, I feel that. Thank you, Elisha."
I just got goosebumps all over my body. Cool.
We are all very blessed knowing you.
Well, I'd be kind of useless without all of you, so thank you.
Kenna Hawk says, "Thank you, my two granddaughters, for the wands."
You'll have to give me your address.
Lori Dotson asks, "You should make me one for a keychain. We can do that."
Keychain?
A keychain.
Tiny one?
That would actually be kind of cute.
Yeah, we could.
Zoisite
is probably a really good one for keychains too, because it is, I believe it's protection as well.
It was a while ago that I read this.
Yeah.
But it helps enhance psychic protection. And if you Google the spiritual meaning of the stone, it helps with some sort of chakra. You can tell I'm really into this stuff. I remember it all.
But you're the one that suggested we buy it.
Well, because when I bought it, I bought a pack of dice from Level Up Dice, and it comes with a pendant, and I was curious about it because it's gorgeous. It's like a forest green stone.
It is really beautiful stone, yeah.
Speckled with black dots, and depending on how much ruby is in it, you also get it mixed with speckles of red, purplish red. It's gorgeous. It's a beautiful stone.
And they're so small, it's really hard to hard to show.
My pendant is bigger than the ones that you have. Doesn't have a lot of ruby in it, but
so mine are actually more green than hers are. With you can see that.
Yeah, I have it attached to a dragon that came from Mexico.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a really nice little stone.
Yeah, and I read it, and when I read it, I was like, "That's the perfect stone. No wonder I love it so much." So I said that would be good for people that we talk to, and it would be good for my middle sister
when she has a necklace of zoisite.
Yeah, and yeah, it's a nice stone. I just don't remember all its what it does. All right, where are we? Emily Aquine says, "Thank you, Elisha and Elle. I'm looking forward to working again."
I think you're going to enjoy it, actually.
Lori Dawson says / asks, "Thank you for your time."
Oh, thank you.
And she says, "Yes, I can get some for Christmas presents."
Yeah, they're really cool, actually.
Kenna Hawk agrees. She thought that as well.
But if you're going to talk about Christmas, I have some really cool hearts, which I'm going to take and put the metal, the wrapping around here. So there's.
Don't you have one that's already done?
Well, no, it's not quite the same way as I want to do it.
Oh, okay.
It's very similar though. But I have some really cool hearts, and I want to start working on them for Valentine's.
Yeah.
Because we usually think about Valentine's like three weeks before, and that's too late.
Yeah. JJ says, I will research crystal energy in my spare time. It sounds very interesting.
Crystal energy, yeah, it is actually very interesting. It's just, personally, I just go, it feels good, so I'll use it.
Lori Dotson says, plus the energy you put in while you make it, no wonder they blow up things. LOL. The wands.
Well, the wands take months to make. And we work on it, put it aside, let it dry, work on it, put it aside, let it dry, fuss over it.
It takes
hours.
Hours and a
day,
good
months.
Month to
more than a month.
More than a month to get it working.
Yeah.
Mostly because, we can't do it all in one sitting, and we have other things come and interrupt us.
Well, no, it just takes a lot of time.
It does,
regardless.
And after we're done working on it, we're starving like crazy
and exhausted. And even the braiding on it.
Mm-hmm.
It takes me a long time to do the braiding, mostly because I am so wiped out afterwards. I just don't want to do anything, so I avoid it like the plague. And I don't know why the braiding would be so intense energy, but it really is.
Yeah, so it's not only an organite wand, but it is enhanced with
a lot, and there's lots of protection on there too, and things like that.
Runes, and some, not in the recent ones, but in some, there is a Chinese symbol for family, love, prosperity.
Well, then we need that especially for somebody, right?
Yeah. But I think we did a couple on the older prototypes too. Yeah. I don't remember.
And we get better, and we get, as we become stronger and we get better at doing what we're doing, they also enhance. This is one of our earlier ones, and this is tiny. Most of them are about that big.
They're about 10 inches.
Yeah.
7 inches.
But this one has labradorite and pyrite on it. But it takes a lot of work and energy, and yeah.
and we do our own engraving.
She does her own engraving,
and that, like, one symbol, it is a bunch of, it zaps a bunch of energy. So I will finish the piece that holds the stone filled with symbols, and I will start eating, even if I just finished eating breakfast, I will start eating food, not this wand, food.
Yeah, it does. It is a very energetically. We have to go. It's 1:00.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we've got time.
We do. But Hawk has to go.
Oh, fine, Kenna. How did we get to 1:00? We must have started late, eh?
Yeah. Hawk says, great reading. Of course, Eliz-sha. Haha, L.
We'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, Kenna.
Lori Dotson says, I wanted to get you a dragon that burns incense. It looks like it is breathing smoke, but you can't have them.
No, I've seen those and I love them, but I gave all my incense away because it just makes me sick.
Yeah.
That's what happens as you get...
That said, if we had more room, we'd still take the dragon because it's really pretty.
But we live in such a tiny house.
Yeah, and we have bull-headed dogs. She adds, cool, hearts are beautiful. Ruby, Kenna says, Ruby is great for cleaning your blood. Comes with love. Great for attuning. My grandmother left my middle sister a ruby and diamond ring that she got for an anniversary from Grandpa Roy.
Nah, Dad didn't do much in the way of buying for gifts. He'd just go and buy thing off when he felt like it, but not for specific.
Okay, so it was. I saw this and thought of you.
Yeah. Kind of, yeah.
That's cool. Okay. Because I guess it was a different ring that she used for an engagement ring.
Oh no, she got this one after I had left home.
Okay. Yeah, no. My grandmother had a bunch of jewelry, most of it costume. So it's hard to keep track.
Yeah, Mom liked the big rings.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the big rings.
Lori Dotson says, all the love you put into it, the wands.
Yeah, all my jewelry, I put a lot of energy into everything. My latest, the ones that I have I'm enjoying a lot of, is these ones, the little guys, because I have a lot of little necklaces, beads, but I don't want to use a lot of big ones, so just little ones, and they're a lot of fun to make too. And this one's a little bigger, but don't ever ask me to make them twice because I'm never going to get the same ones twice, ever.
And Lori, you don't have to go looking for a dragon head. It's fine.
No, we don't have fruit. Honestly, if you could
room.
see my house, you wouldn't say, nope, she doesn't need anything else.
And my room is already covered in a bunch of like dragons books and Doctor Who and Star Wars.
She has no room.
I have no room.
We do actually have a really beautiful quilt that has dragons on it, and we're going to put it over her bed because that's the only space, like a 3 feet space that has any room.
So I appreciate the thought, but it is definitely not necessary.
And on top of that, we are not great at dusting.
I'm really bad at it.
And I do, and we do. We live on a cul-de-sac, which
gets really dusty. But thank you. The thought alone is enough.
The thought alone is sufficient onto the day.
And we're gonna finish with Tay because we're getting loopy.
That's true.
I started off loopy. I'm just getting more loopy.
Well, she hasn't had breakfast yet.
That too. Tay says, "Thank you, ladies, for your time and energy. Have a great rest of your day. Namaste." Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go before more people ask questions.
We'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to try and talk Kenna on to coming on with me when she can, so that she can answer some of the questions for us. But if she can't, it'll be me. Okay, so thank you very much. Sunday, I think it's Sunday at 2:00 Pacific time. Sabi's going to be on Facebook, Wisdom Seekers Facebook. If you have any questions about animals, communication, please tune in. Even if you just want to listen, because we're going to have Maddie on. And last time Maddie and Sabi and I got on, we chatted. Everybody had a blast, and we appreciate being welcomed into your home. I think that's it till Monday, Tuesday. I'm not sure.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, Tuesday I'll be back regardless. So, namaste, namasko.
Bye, everybody.
And what's that? Hasta la próxima?
Hasta la próxima.
Yeah.
Until the next